Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. I'm Jim Davidson, OBE. Okay, enough of the fun. We've got to start on a bit of a sad note because did you see today and heard on the news that a military helicopter, a Black Hawk, is down after crashing into an American Airlines plane with more than 60 people on board in Washington. Absolute tragic. And apparently the plane was coming into land at Reagan International Airport, named after Ronald, of course, when it was hit by the helicopter about 9 o'clock their time last night. Apparently the helicopter's on a training flight and had 3 soldiers on board as well as a crew. And rescuers are pulling bodies from the Potomac River. Freezing, bloody cold river, and it's unlikely anyone has survived. But it's an awful, awful tragedy. And of course, the conspiracy theorists, this is the thing that gets me. In America, they're all over this. They're all over this tragedy. Now, on Twitter, or X as it's now called, or, you know, whatever, Meta. Anyway, it's there's people on there saying that military helicopters, this is them saying that, not me, I don't believe this. Military helicopters do not fly into planes. And they're saying, we want to know who was on that plane. We want to know who was in the helicopter. And this is the government that has blood on their hands. They've caused this on purpose. Well, I think that's a bit much, don't you? And a bit disrespectful to the people on board that aeroplane and on that helicopter who tragically lost their lives in what was obviously an accident. And I hope all this nonsense stops, and I hope there's an investigation why it happened. Already Donald Trump has been on Twitter saying the aircraft should have known, the helicopter should have known to get out the way, and this and that. So he's maybe a little premature. Absolutely tragic. And talking of tragedy, what is going on in London with our little funny mayor? I believe now when the government are talking about a 3rd runway at Heathrow, do we really need a 3rd runway at Heathrow? Have we got enough room in this country now? Now it's ridiculous. If you look at some of the statistics, in a minute in this country, we're going to be 5 miles high. Anyway, Sadiq Khan, the well-known leader of his London people, is in the shit after it emerged that the events company, which gave him the Taylor Swift tickets, worth thousands, has been given, this events company has been given 45 million worth of contracts by City Hall. That's where the mayor lives. Conflict of interest, do you think, Mr. Mayor? No. So this little geezer and his cronies, they would have gone bloody mad if this were the Conservatives. Oh, no, of course they're not, because they're all balls deep in corruption themselves, probably, aren't they? They can get away with it because they're virtue signalling Labour. Yes, we are Labour. We can do nothing wrong. We are the most arrogant lefty people in the world. You've only got to see him being interviewed. Do you think London's a safer place after you've come in, Mayor Khan, with knife crime going up 60%? Yes, I think it is. Unbelievable. So the mayor is under investigation by City Hall standards watchdogs for accepting the tickets in the first place. And he has faced increasing pressure after it was revealed by the BBC last year that he filed false details about who had given him the tickets and how much they were worth. Well, he probably didn't know. They just got sent to his desk, and he's so arrogant, he just doesn't care. Of course, I'm the mayor. I can go to anywhere I want. Well, anyway, he sort of corrected his declaration of interest, disclosing that the concert tickets were worth around $3,000. They were a gift from LS Events. Well, good old LS Events. There's nothing wrong with giving the mayor a couple of tickets. Of course you do, a couple of comps. I get people phone me up all the time. Comps, any comps? Got comps. So, yeah, so this is a company that's put on major events in London in partnership with the mayor's Greater London Authority. Well, you know, Mayor, if you're going to do that, if you're going to have a firm, and I'm sure this events company are a great firm, don't worry about that. So, you know, I don't put any blame on them at all. But it's the mayor, he should tell people what he's doing. And talking of silly, now here, apparently, the Home Office has a 700-strong, listen to this, Islamic network of civil servants in it, which aims to recruit Muslim staff and influence policymakers to support Muslim needs. Is that a good thing? I'm either way about that. Yeah, I'll tell you why in a minute. So GB News has done an investigation into the network and found that those who are part of it aim to promote the recruitment, retention and progression of Muslim staff in the Home Office and influence policymakers so that policy is more inclusive of Muslim needs. Well, why not? Muslims are different to Christians. You know, Muslims are different. They look the same, Indians and Pakistanis, but they're different. Their religions are different, and each religion has a separate need. And this is where it's all going fucking wrong. So someone is saying, well, this needs to be shut down, and these activists sacked. It's fucking... Look, right, okay, they're saying, no wonder we get reports of extremism, like we had the other day, when this is going on in the background. It's amazing, isn't it, really, that people... What can you do? You're damned if you do and damned if you don't. You say those fucking Muslims don't mix with us, so now we're working out a way to make that all happen, and there's no pleasing some people, is there, especially me. Actually, right, on that, it turns out the Home Office team behind this fucking extremism review, they're doing an extremism review. This is what they think is extremist. They've got concerns with two-tier policing. They think that someone who says we have two-tier policing is, according to them, an extreme right-wing narrative person. They claimed that anyone who enjoys British sitcoms, or Ustream probably, right, great works of literature and rail journeys, you know, Michael Portillo's rail journey, that is a sign of right-wing activity. But it's a joke, isn't it? And this was produced by civil servants who are in that fucking Prevent thing. Remember Prevent that doesn't prevent anything? Well, you know, that's just, this is what they said as well. Anyone watching Yes, Prime Minister is probably a right-wing extremist. What the fuck are these people playing at? What is going on in this world? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Listen, this is no way to sort out civil unrest that is starting to happen in this country. You know, and every time you open the paper, there seems to be loads and loads of pictures of people with dark faces who are breaking the law, who are murdering, who have gone to court. So why is that, you think? See, I don't think it's much help with these young lefty civil servants. Why do they get out their pram so often? Why do they try and overprotect people? Why don't they leave everyone in this country alone? I was told that it takes a load of different ingredients to make a good cake. So if we want a good cake, you've got to have lots of ingredients in it. It's as simple as that. So the Muslims in this country, well, the majority of them, just want to get on with life. Okay, we accuse them of not mixing, but when I lived in Dubai, I stayed with the expats. I stayed with the English and the Yanks. I didn't go mixing it with the locals. I had one or two local mates. I had some good mates, but I never went to the mosque. I certainly never went hunting with a Harris hawk on my arm in the desert. So now I've seen as well that the old boxer, what's his name, Khan? What's his name, Khan? Emir Khan? Yeah, he was a bit flash, wasn't he, and got knocked out and packed up. But anyway, he's moved to Dubai. So let's look at this picture of him with his family. They look fantastic, don't they? Ironically, for a Muslim family, that would make a good Christmas card, wouldn't it? So now I've read as well that loads of people have been going there. I lived there for 6 years. I decided to be an ethnic minority in some other fucker's country. But and then looking at it, is it worth moving to Dubai? Well, I wouldn't move there now because it is just so packed. If you threw sand in the air, none of it would hit the floor. And, oh, no, seriously, it takes an hour to do a car journey that used to take 15 minutes. So listen to this. Natasha and I went to a restaurant where we couldn't afford the starter. Honest. We made our excuses and left. Look, there's no crime. People feel safe. And here's the thing. I think, I've mentioned this before, but when I was there, and when one goes there, you tend to want to obey the law. You want to have respect for the locals, and the locals really, because of that, let you get on with it. You abide by the rules. And when you think there's only 15% of the UAE is actually Arab, yes, it's a Muslim country. And I enjoyed being there. I lived there for nearly 6 years. It was great. No, I used to love the sound of the mosque in the mornings. You know, well, perhaps not 5 o'clock in the morning where our imam had a bad cough. But I don't know if you know this, everybody, but I've got a bit of ethnic stuff in my family. So my nephew, who married my niece, Barbie, is a Nigerian prince, which makes her a queen. Now, my son's father-in-law is a Pakistani Muslim. My son's wife is a Muslim. I remember when they got engaged, it was a ceremony done in Arabic with a little imam who was about 5 foot nothing. And I have to say, it was quite wonderful. It was really good. And I can't help thinking that the grief in our country is not about Muslim people, it's always about illegal immigrants. It's about arseholes that break the law. It's about terrorists. It's nothing about Islam or Muslims or Indians or Albanians. It's about nearly said a bad word, the bad people amongst that community. You know, we had a rape gang from Scotland the other day. Did you see the fucking state of them? Anyway, this is about illegal immigration. It's not about hatred or intolerance of Islam or Hindus or Buddhists. No. If we sort out the illegal immigration and get legal migration sorted, maybe we'll be a little bit more tolerant of one another. If we have a level playing field. Just a thought. Anyway, what the fuck would I know? I'm just a right-wing bigot. Okay, we're going to go over to Ustream now, and I'm going to talk about comedian Harry Deans, who has pissed off Steve Coogan. Well done, Harry. You've gone down great in my book. Steve Coogan. Anyway, folks, I've got a lot to do today. I got up this morning at 5 o'clock and drove down from Stockport. And then I've got to go to Stevenage tonight, the Gordon Craig Theatre, and go in there for tonight and tomorrow night, which both nights sold out. And then back to the Circus Tavern in Essex. You can get a seat there, don't worry about that. Come over to Ustream now, ustream.com. And for all you people that sign up for an annual, we're moving studios soon, so we're going through all the old shit. Look at that. That is Jim Davidson watching over you. Some songs, some funny ones and some sad ones and some silly ones, produced by Greg Lake from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And I found a box of them. So I'm going to keep some and give them at Christmas presents. But anyone, the first 25 people today, this will last for 4 days, the first 25 people who sign up for an annual sign up gets one of these in the post. Okay, can't say fairer, ustream.com, see you there. Join actress Debbie Arnold and my future ex-wife, Natasha, as they sit down with some inspiring guests in our brand new weekly series, Girl Talk.
Do you know who has got a copy of this book?
Who?
Tom Cruise.
Has he?
Oh yeah, I met him at an air show. He looked at the book and I said, oh, you're my hero. And he said, Mandy, I'm just an actor. You guys are the real heroes.
Oh.
Boom.
But you're a very imposing and good-looking man. So how did someone as lovely as you
I think I need to look at this.
get into the Reform Party?
Yes, don't miss Girl Talk. Weekly episodes starting Sunday the 2nd of February, exclusively on Ustream.